What's up, my Central Unit? It's the Central Man here, back again with another review on AEW's Dynamite. This week's show was in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, so the commentators are good old JR Jim Ross, Excalibur, and Tony Schiavone. So the first match to kick off this week's Dynamite, we got another match of the AEW World Tag Team Championship Tournament. SCU versus the Best Friends, that is Chuck Taylor and Trent Beretta. The original members of SCU facing the Best Friends. It was supposed to be Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian. Unfortunately, they got ambushed by the Lucha Brothers. That is Pentagon Jr. and Rey Fenix. Had Pentagon spike Christopher Daniels onto his head, onto the ramp. And Daniels went off on the stretcher, and the announcers found out later on he had a little bit of a stinger. And yeah, he had Scorpio Sky chase off the Lucha Brothers. That's not the last time we see the Lucha Brothers on the show. So basically, yeah, Scorpio Sky is basically Daniels' last minute replacement. I think the roles has been changed. I think it's changed. So the SCU are now babyfaces, and the Lucha Brothers are heels. So yeah, anyway, let's start with reviewing the opening match of this week's Dynamite. Yeah, SCU, that is Kazarian and Scorpio Sky versus the Best Friends, Chuck Taylor and Trent Beretta. Yeah, Scorpio Sky is wearing his street clothes in this match. The funny part in this match, you had Chuck Taylor kind of really took off Scorpio Sky's shoes, biting his foot, and then the fans were chanting to Scorpio Sky, he has one shoe, and then later on he took off the other shoe, and then fans chanting, he has no shoes. I think they did Beretta and Taylor performed a tag team maneuver, like it was a pile driver by Taylor onto Kazarian, and then Trent hit the double knees to Kazarian. He kicked out. They hit the I think it hit the Doomsday, and Kazarian kicked out. Chuck performed I think it was a pattern and dive onto Kazarian. Scorpio Sky did a dive on his own. He onto Trent and Chuck. I think I was about to say something. Yeah, and also Kazarian was selling a bit of a back injury in this match. You could tell he was holding his back, Hope he's okay. In the end, you had SCU perform a double, their tag team finisher. It was basically a power bomb into a drop kick. Kazarian performed a power bomb, and then Scorpio Sky performed a drop kick, and that drop kick wasn't that good. I think it was on Chuckle Trent. So yeah, SCU pinned the Best Friends. They advance into the semi-finals. They would face the Dark Order. I think it's next week. So let's move on to the next match of this week's Dynamite. We got Alex Reynolds and John Silver versus members of the Inner Circle. That is Ortiz and Santana. Yeah, this is just a squash match. Nothing special. Ortiz and Santana, former members of LAX, performed, the City Sweeper. That's their version of the Doomsday to win this match. And then you got Chris Jericho, the AEW World Champion, the Le Champion, basically putting over Ortiz and Santana pretty damn well. And they say Ortiz and Santana will probably face, wants to face the Young Bucks at Full Gear. And then you got a segment with Cody Rhodes I think it's in a kitchen, and you have Brandy, Cody's wife. I think it's something about discussing about meetings, and then there was basically building up Jericho's match with Cody's match with Jericho at Full Gear, and then DDP says, he kind of quote Dusty here, "It's not real until you win your first title." That's a load of baloney, because Cody is a two-time world champion. He won the ROH champion. He's a former ROH world champion and former NWA world champion. So anyway, moving on to match number 3, we got the AEW AEW Women's Championship match. We got Riho in her first title defense against Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, and this was fucking good. Not match of the night, but this was good. One more of the match, you had Britt performed this crossbody, and Riho just completely got up. In the end, you had basically like Britt Baker perform I think it is a jaw lock or jaw locker. I don't know what it is. It's basically a rings of Saturn turned into a mandible claw onto Riho. I thought Riho was gonna tap out. She didn't. She turned it into a roll up and pins Dr. Britt Baker to retain her AEW Women's Championship. Both kind of like shake hands and move on. So it makes sense because Riho just won the belt. She won the belt 2 weeks ago. It makes no sense to went on to lose the belt 2 weeks later. I don't get it. So yeah, it's a good win for Riho. She got so much momentum. Since winning the women's title on AEW's first show on TNT. Okay, and then we got match number 4. That is another match of the AEW World Tag Team Championship Tournament. We got the Lucha Brothers, first match as heels, versus Jurassic Express. That is the Lucha, Jungle Boy and Marco Stunt. The original member teaming up with Jungle Boy is supposed to be the Luchasaurus. He announced that he's suffering a thigh injury. Damn shame, but yeah, this match was fun. Like Marco Stunt, he's small. He does a lot. This match was full of cruiserweight moves. Like in the end, you had like Pentagon kind of perform this snapped Marco Stunt's arm back. That was sick. And then they did, like early in the match, you had Pentagon kind of spiked. I think it was Marco Stunt on the head. Yeah, Stunt kicked out on that. Yeah, they did a double tag team maneuver onto, I think it was a Marco Stunt to win this match. They will face the Private Party in the other semi-final. I'm guessing right now it's going to be the final match of this World Tag Team Tournament. It will be SCU versus the Lucha Brothers. That will be good. Hope it's going that route. And then we got another tag team match. Wow, this is Tag Team City in my opinion. We got, Kenny Omega and Hangman Page versus the Bastard Pac and Jon Moxley. This was a little bit boring. I'll get to the end. The end, you had basically a face-off between Omega and Moxley. They're doing a battle. They're both holding weapons. Like, I think Omega was carrying like a broomstick with a barbed wire, and Moxley was holding the baseball bat with the barbed wire. And then Pac kind of snatched the baseball barbed wire bat off to Moxley and said, "Use your head. What are you doing?" And basically, Moxley gave Pac 2 middle fingers. I think he hit the DDT. And anyway, I think it was Page kind of pin Pac to win this match. And this is Pac's first defeat in AEW, because it's ironic. Pac's first 2 matches was against Kenny Omega and Hangman Page. And then next week's show will be Pac versus Moxley. And then moving on to the main event. This match is a Philadelphia street fight for the AEW World Championship. Le Champion Chris Jericho versus Darby Allin. And this is Darby Allin's first high-profile match. This was fun. In the entrance, you had Darby Allin kind of like riding on a skateboard. Yeah, and during this match, you had Jericho kind of taped Allin's arm, really his hands behind his back. He did a move onto Darby Allin's skateboard. Funny that did not break. And then Darby Allin hit, I think it was a barrel drop onto Jericho, and Jericho kicked out from that. He was about to do another barrel drop. I think it's called the barrel drop. He's about to do his his finisher for the second time. He had Jake Hager, basically, also representing the Inner Circle, kind of attack Darby Allin. Jericho locked in the walls of Jericho. And yeah, Darby Allin tapped out. Didn't tap out, he kind of submit because he can't really tap out because his hands were tied behind his back. And then you had the other members of the Inner Circle, Sammy Guevara, Ortiz and Santana. Also, yeah, they celebrate with a bit of bubbly to end this week's show. Yeah, this was Darby Allin's first high-profile match in AEW. And he made it entertaining, like his hands were tied behind his back. Couldn't do anything. He still do the dives and the flips. Made this match a little bit entertaining. So anyway, this week's another good show by AEW. I think they still, ever since they announced this promotion, this past January, they're getting momentum after momentum after momentum after momentum. Looking forward for Full Gear. Looking forward to 2 semi-final matches of the World Tag Team Tournament, and plus Jericho versus Cody at Full Gear. I think they're doing better than I think this so far. I think AEW are creaming WWE, probably NXT. Because I'm 100% that Vince McMahon is going to fuck NXT up. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this week's AEW Dynamite. Hope you enjoy it. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Smash the like button and subscribe to the Central Man Network on YouTube. This is Essential Man officially signing out. We'll be back next Saturday for another review on AEW's Dynamite.